Welcome to the How to Be podcast with Brittany Reid. Unraveled conversations of all unique and untamed ways of being. Building a millionaire mindset while sitting in ceremony, and all things whole food related. How to Be is inspired to relax into the subtleties to reconnect with self, all while manifesting our wildest dreams.
Hello, happy Tuesday. Let's see. I am coming here to talk about systems and intention and being organic. So one thing that I've heard from a lot of our community as well as my clients is, hi Krista, it's so nice to see you, is how do you stay intentional and organic in your business but support many students, where if you didn't implement some systems in that, you would lead to like burnout. And this is something that a lot of people struggle with when they're wanting to keep that intentional personal connection in their business, but then they also desire to scale, to create more impact, to work with more people. But like, how do you actually show up with, being intentional and also being really organic when you have so many, hi Lindsay, when you have so many clients now? And so this comes back to your systems and strategies that you implement to kind of automate certain things that you don't really need to actually do yourself. And we can also let go of the mindset of, I have to do this to stay organic and intentional, because actually that's a barrier. It's actually something that's inhibiting you to grow in your business when you're not implementing these systems and strategies. So what I look for and do with my clients, and especially if they're wanting to, scale to well over 6 figures, is what systems and strategies are we putting in place right now where you are that's going to support that level of like amount of students, or and this is where a lot of soulful intuitive businesses, they don't do this part, because it's more automation, it's more strategy, and that can be uncomfortable and also like overwhelming of like, I don't really know how to do this in a way that still feels good. So the part of staying organic and intentional, there's certain things that I do in my business that I would never give up to a team member, because I want to be doing that because it's important to me. Whereas if there's other things that are taking up my time that aren't supporting the overall vision of us growing and serving the amount of students that we want to serve inside of our programs, it can really lead to burnout, and I'm not staying in my zone of genius. So staying organic and intentional with your brand and your business is keeping rooted into what are your values and what's your mission in your business. But also, to stay organic and intentional in your business, we need to implement the systems. We need to implement the foundational principles of just soulful automation. Of what I like to call it is that you can actually start removing yourself from having to do all of the things. And one area that I see a lot of people could create more money in their business, but they aren't, is because they're trying to do so many things and be on so many platforms, and they don't have then the systems and strategies of what they know where they're going. And so we talk about focused intention of, what am I creating? Why am I creating it? And then, how do I actually create this to be a process in my business so that I'm not kind of just reacting based off of what the day gives me, and you get to then choose, right? So it's a lot of paradigm shifts of how we operate, and that a lot of, how I used to operate my business years ago was I operated based off of what was actually coming up and what I was seeing and what I was doing, but it didn't serve me, because now if I actually operated like that with all of the students we have inside our programs, I would never be able to show up organic and intentionally and actually presence with them of giving, and holding space for them in a way where I wasn't distracted. So what happens is a lot of people avoid the systems and strategy in their business because they fear that automation is going to take that intention out of it and that presence out of it. But really what happens is it actually allows you to be more intentional and present with your audience and then also with your students. So like right now, I'm on here live talking with you. I've been showing up. I've been doing more lives than like ever because I just love videos. But if I had to do all of these different things in my business, I wouldn't be showing up in the way that I could be right now to you if I didn't implement the processes and systems in my business so that I could be here with ease without going, oh my, I have all of these X, Y, and Z things to do after, so that my business still progresses. Do you feel me? Does this resonate? And so if you're really avoiding the systems in your business, I want to invite you into the question of why are you avoiding the systems? Why do you feel like the systems are not intentional or not organic? Or, what system do I really like right now that is working for me? And how do I actually like double up on that system so that I can serve more? Because as a woman sitting here in my business and what we do, I believe that the more systems and things that we put in place is the more that I can energetically hold for my students to witness the transformation that they can experience inside our programs. Whereas if I'm trying to do all of the things, is it actually contributing to that or is it a disservice to that? And so today on Tuesday or whatever day it is for you, I wanted to just pop in and ask you, why have you avoided the systems and strategies that actually will support the vision of your business? So, if you're wanting to work with 10 more people in your business this year, what does 10 more people actually look like in your business right now? Like, could you withhold that? Could you hold that space for those 10 individuals? Or are you energetically strapped? So if you are energetically not in balance there to actually welcome them in right now, what we need to do is build out those systems and strategies, that foundation to support 10 more people, to be able to come into your business. And so often it's like, yes, I want to, $3,000 more a month, or I want to, scale to 30K or 80K or whatever it might be. Could you do that right now and energetically still be in alignment with yourself? If you can't do that, what is important to do right now is to build out the processes and systems in your business to actually hold that container before it actually happens. And so that is my little Tuesday musings for you, is what kind of processes and systems can you put in place right now? And if you can't, I'd love to invite you into a strategy call so that I can actually give you feedback right in real life time that you could go and implement immediately for your business. Because I want you to be able to move forward in life and in business with an actual system that really, really works for your business and holds that energetic container of those 20K months, of the 50K months, of the 100K months, of the $3,000 months, whatever it might be. But we need to actually build that out before we say, well, I want this. And if I want this, do you actually have that container already available for those people to welcome into? So Dubsado is an amazing platform, which is you can do a lot of client management. So all of your contracts and your invoices, and you can automate your whole client experience from the moment that they fill out a form all the way to a questionnaire after they work with you, which is amazing. And that can support you from not having to spend, 2 hours at night sending these emails that are essentially you just sending out the same email, just a little bit different to each person, which you can actually automate in a way that still feels good. And so there's processes in the tech world, and there's platforms that are made for people like us who don't want to be like coding all day. They're made for individuals like us so that we can get out of like the doing of the back end of our business, because we can set it up in a way like Dubsado that will support us in the future of us enrolling 10 people into a program, or, vetting people better of, is it best to work with me or not? Or am I the great fit? And so, if you're listening to this and you're wondering like, hey, Britt, I do have a business. I'm making money in my business, but I'm so like, I avoid systems. I avoid strategy because it feels salesy. It feels like I'm getting into way too much of my masculine. I'm not in that nurturance of that flow. And I just like really feel uncomfortable about it. Well, let's dive in together of one, why you feel uncomfortable about it, but two, what you can do that feels good, a strategy that feels good for your business and for your energetic body that supports the growth of where you want to go in your business. And it's about actually growing that foundation and that container of your processes in your business that support then the evolution of you working with 100 clients in a year, right? Imagine right now, just ask yourself, like, if I were to take on, say, if 5 or 10 more people wanted to work with me this month, what does that actually look like inside of my schedule? Do I have something that supports that or not? And we're always on an evolution of learning and growing. And that's the beauty of, what works for you is going to be you understanding the inner workings of your being, and that doesn't feel good. And even if you do have the time right now, you do have the time to send out all of these, feedback emails or these contracts or, other processes in your business. What does that look like if your goal would be to become a mom? Like, if you're desiring to become a mom, why not put in like the foundation right now, just like you probably are right now with your hormones and balancing your hormones and taking care of your body? Why not put in the foundation for your business that when you do have a kiddo and your kiddo needs you, that, you're not overwhelmed or stressed that you need to send out all of these pieces of your business to these people. And you're struggling now between having to stay up at night and then having a little baby. And it's a journey, like it's a lot. And so bringing in those systems and processes now is going to, one, just effortlessly support you once that kiddo is there. And that's just an example as a new mom, is that, I had been like really laying down certain systems and processes in my business before Keanu arrived, so that I wasn't having to do all of these things, that I just generally like, yes, I could do them, but like, why not really be intentional with our energy and, utilize these platforms that can give us back time, because time is my most precious currency. And I hope it is for you too. So if you're wondering like, hey, Britt, I'm doing this thing and I don't know the answer to what it is that I need, but I just know that I want to start implementing this, send me a DM and let's hop on a strategy call. It's completely complimentary of just how I can support you through right now and give you some feedback of what you can do right now to take with you. And then maybe what it looks like to work with us in our business, and so that we can support the evolution of your business and your freedom-based lifestyle. So I hope you have a beautiful Tuesday. And if you have any questions around systems and processes again in your business, send me a DM and let's just chat about what it looks like for you. Bye. A little gift for you. This episode is brought to you by the Kundalini Kriya that I began to practice to 3 times my revenue last year. You can download this Kundalini Kriya in the show notes and receive abundance, alignment, space, and ease with generating your desired income and impact this year.
Thank you for listening in on How to Be Podcast with Brittany Reid. It's been an absolute blessing to have you here with us. Don't forget to subscribe and share a review. You can find more info on Brittany Reid at brittanyreid.ca and follow all of the adventures and stillness on Instagram and Facebook at Brittany C. Reid. We rise together.